In times of hardship or calamity, kind words can indeed be a soothing reliefs. And in the face of the fuel scarcity rocking various sectors of the economy, President Buhari has expressed sincere regrets for the inconveniences caused to residents by prolonged shortages of petroleum products and electricity supply. In a statement by the Presidential Spokesperson, Garba Shehu, the President apologized to everyone over these shortages and assured Nigerians that the challenges will indeed soon be over. Vike, what do you make of this? Surprisingly, beginning of the week, the queues had declined, and then last night, having to see the Queens, having to see the queues resurfacing again in Lagos alone, talk less of how it will be across the rest of the country.
Yeah, I can see signs that at least the queues are thinning out in Lagos, but I'm always careful to not judge what is going on across the country with what I see around me alone. It's just like electricity supply. Some people live in areas where they have up to even 22 hours of electricity. But to use that to then tell us that electricity has improved in the country is an illiterate way of looking at things.
Indeed.
It's not scientific, it's meaningless, it makes no sense to just conclude that because in your own community we will now enjoy electricity, that it has improved. The way to know is to find out the quantum of electricity generated, the quantum of electricity wheeled by the transmission company, then the quantum of electricity distributed. That is the scientific and commonsensical way of knowing that there is indeed improvement in electricity, not judging it by the fact, I live somewhere in Magodo, I enjoy electricity for 20 hours in a day. No. As you are not enjoying it, there are people, as you are enjoying it for 22 hours, there are people who don't even enjoy it for up to an hour. So, as we speak about electricity, yes, petrol, things are improving in Lagos.
All right.
But in other parts of the country, you cannot say the same thing.
Vike, let me put you on hold now. We'll continue our conversation right after this break. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us on Journalist Hangout. We're still talking about the fuel shortages across Nigeria, in addition to the woes Nigerians are facing presently regarding the issue of power supply. Mochijami, for you, how reassuring are the president's words at this time?
Well, it's good that the president is telling us that he's apologizing, but then the real situation on the ground is really bad. In the last 1 week, I've been to Ekiti, Osun, and Abuja, and it's really, really tough. I just came back from Abuja yesterday, and the few stations that have fuel there, you spend at least 4 hours before you can get fuel. At least 4 hours on the queue. So for those few stations, the queues are still as long as 1-2 kilometers. And now, talking about electricity, we have a problem in our hands where the hydro power plants at Shiroro and Jeba have lost about a combined like 1,000 megawatts as a result of a drop in the water level. Now, the gas power plants too, the one in Okpai, Delta State, we lost 450 because of the shortfall in supply of gas, because of the increasing cost of gas as a result of the fight in the war, Ukraine-Russia war. That one is beyond us. So then there's another power plant where there was a shorting of 1,000 megawatts. So all this combined, the national grid, which shut down like twice within the last 1 week, lost more than about 3,000 megawatts. So the cumulative effect is that the discos that are distributing will first satisfy those on their prestige scheme, the premium consumers, like those in estates like Banana Island and Magodo and some GRA, and Abuja and some other areas, where And normally they get 24 hours supply, but now I think they get between 20 and 24. One, like Jide said, electricity is diverted totally. I mean, the remaining electricity is diverted, from those who are not on the premium payments that are still paying the normal. Right. But so it's something that no amount of apology can solve for us. It's a situation that will continue until there is an increment in the level of rainfall, especially for Sapele and for Shiroro and Sapele.
Right. The federal government has also talked about vandalism on its pipelines nationwide, and of course the blame game between GenCos and the federal government too, as to the status of clearing debts that have been piling on, said to be owed the GenCos. What do you make of this, BKO?
If the debts are legitimate, then go ahead and pay. Why are you reluctant to pay? Go ahead and pay. It's as simple as that. Because they also need the money to survive. There are many government agencies that today are not paying for electricity. They're not paying for electricity. More than 100 billion is being owed. The GenCos. The GenCos are the people, the DISCOs. The DISCOs are the bad boys of this electricity relay, because they are the ones who directly interface down with you and I. So they are the ones that people don't want to talk about. But there are problems with every chain. The transmission, they have their problems. The generation, there are problems of insufficient gas supply, for example. And if they don't have gas, how do they power their turbines? So many times, these guys do not have access to gas. Sometimes, some guys will go and break gas pipelines, not knowing that they cannot pipe it. The person who goes to break gas pipeline, what does he want to do with it? It is not.
You can't bottle it.
You can't pipe it in any way. It is not like crude oil or even refined petrol that you can then go and bring your basia and begin to steal. No. When you breach gas pipeline, you've done nothing in the real sense. You put the rest of us in darkness. So many of those GenCos, they are unable to generate at optimum capacity because of this consistent problem of inability of gas. Gas production companies are located far away from the generating companies. So that in itself poses a big problem. We all know that this dry season, naturally, the water level at our 3 hydro plants will go down. Shiroro, Jeba, and Kanji, it will go down. But if we had sufficient generation from the gas-fired plants, like Egbe, which is the largest in West Africa, and the rest of them, at least that will help us to understand. But they too are facing gas constraints. So these are the issues. The president must move ahead to solve those problems. Okay. We can't be increasing electricity tariff as we have done when Nigerians are not even enjoying it.